Ready, action.
When did you what is your name and how do you spell it?
My name is Catherine Mackey, and it's spelled Katherini. Mackey is Mackey.
When did you start thinking about climate change and what does it mean to you? What is it about?
I probably started thinking about climate change in high school when it was brought up with my students, with my co-students, and I didn't think much about it at the time. It really wasn't a concern of mine, and so I just kind of heard about it, heard other people discuss it, but didn't really explore the topic myself.
What does it mean to you now?
What does it mean to me now? It means a little bit more. I'm more aware of it in how it may affect where I currently live, the locations, but it doesn't mean anything that would be life-changing. I don't think about it from day to day. I kind of think about it if it's brought up in the media or the news, but it doesn't mean a lot to this day to me. Probably because I don't see it as a big issue. I think of climate change as being more as a happening over the years. If you look back in history, you see that there was a global cooling, and so you see that people call it global warming now, but it's the Earth, from my understanding, is going back to, it kind of changes over time, so it's going back to how it was. It's kind of stabilizing, from my understanding. And so when people say they're concerned about climate change, I think that they're not taking a big enough picture into mind, because the Earth changes over time and it happens slowly. And so I think that climate change is a big issue today, but I think people overreact to it.
How do you think it affects children, or does it affect children?
I don't think it affects children a lot. My understanding is limited of how it affects children. I haven't thought about that very much. I don't think that it would directly affect children, to my understanding.
What about clean energy? What do you think about clean energy?
I like the idea of clean energy. I would like to see clean energy become a beneficial part of our day-to-day, where it's actually effective, where you're not spending more money just to get clean energy when it's not profitable. I think the idea is good. I just don't think we're 100% there yet. I think that there's a lot to be done from the little research that I've done.
You, like for the questions you just asked, and we want to change it up a little bit, so kind of go wider. So, all right, James, ready, action.
Is there anything else you wanted to share with us?
I think that climate change is a very big concern, and people feel like they have to always take control and take charge, but I think that people often forget that we have a wonderful creator who created the world, and he knows what he's doing. And some people abuse the power that we're given to take care of where we are, but we also forget that we do have a Lord who knows what he's doing, and he created the world for us to enjoy it, and we just need to take responsibility of that, but not to the point where we feel like we have the ability to completely change and control the way the world works. I think we just need to be respectful of it and the creation that he gave us, and just keep that in mind.
We're going to do it.
You want me to redo it again?
No,
Won't be word for word.
That'll be fine.
Until the plane clears away, why don't you take her hands gesturing?
Okay.
Right in here, where she's moving in with her hands gesturing, and just move your hands as if you're talking. And okay, I'll ask you the same question again.
Okay.
Actually, I like that. So do your hand gesture. I'm going to pan out to you.
Okay.
Okay, ready? This will be cool shot. Okay, do your hand gesturing.
I think that the Lord gave us a beautiful earth and He knows what He's doing with it. I do think that people do abuse the power of living here, and I would like to see people take care of it. However, I think that some people forget that the Lord knows what He's doing. We just have to be good stewards of it. And I think that through time, the Lord has designed the earth to fluctuate, and we just need to keep that in mind. Just do the best we can in the moment, take care of the clean earth, but also recognize that He's given us this as a gift, and we are here to enjoy it. So.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank you
I
so
I'll give you the
much.
information
it
about
works.
you.
Yes, it
You can have
does.
a vision, but if you don't have a good team, it's not going to
Work together.
happen.
All right. All right, that looks good.
You can start anytime.
Okay, there we go. Action, James.
Okay. When did you start thinking? First of all, what is your name and spell it, please?
My name is Linda Shaw, Linda, last name Shaw.
When did you start thinking about climate change, and what does it mean to you? What is it about?
Climate change is the change in the weather pattern. And to me, what it is about I can say years ago, you would know when the different season had arrived. You would know spring, summer, and fall. But now you don't know. You have weather that's happening in the spring, that's fall weather. You have weather that's happening in the summer, that's other season weather. So you can tell definitely that there is a climate change that is occurring on our world.
Is it a bad thing?
It is a bad thing because we are making it not such a good living conditions for the next generations coming along. They're going to have to look for ways in order to survive because we have torn down things that could help them survive. I mean, the weather pattern is going to be different. They're not going to know how to survive in say it may be spring, it may be fall, it may be winter, it may have snow and when we're looking for it to be a better weather, and it's just not going to be good for our coming generation. And we're making it bad for them. We turn the whole earth environment apart, and we're not making it a good survival for them.
Do you have children?
I have two, but they are grown. I have no small children. I have no grandchildren, but I do have family members that have grandchildren. And, we don't talk about it all the time, but you do talk about it every once in a while. And like my son, he had asthma. He was a chronic asthma. And I could see the weather, how it affected him. And so I can imagine how it's going to affect generations moving forward. As a matter of fact, you find more kids now that are suffering from asthma, and grown and elderly people, because of the climate change.
The air pollution or what?
Pardon me?
What affects their asthma?
Well, it's what's in the air, it's the temperature change in the weather. Also, it has to do with their surroundings. It can be the grass, it could be pollen, it could be anything. But as you notice, even now, pollen season started early. So look at how it affected all the people who has upper respiratory disease. So it's hard to gauge. Looking at it now, if we're suffering from it now, and this is 2017, think about 2025. What is the weather going to be like then? I think it's going to be awful. And then if we think about bringing back coal, we don't need that in our environment. So I think it's a bad thing all the way around.
What now?
Where you go, James?
Okay. Do you think politicians have any role to play in combating climate change?
Yes, they do, because
Who?
the president, and then you also have your senators and all of that. Because if the president is talking about getting out of, I can't even think of what it was, but he wasn't going to be part of all of the countries that was going to combat climate. Either what goes on in, is affect the air, the pollution, or whatever. If he backs out of that, just think what the factories and all around the world would be pouring out into the air. So yes, they have a big part to play in it, and they need to not only realize that they're not in their position because of they want to be there. We voted them there. So if it's something that the people are against, they should look at that and think about that and say, hey, I'm in this office to support the people who put me here. So if they think it's going to be a bad thing, then I need to look at it and vote the way my people who placed me here, and take initiative to make sure they do the right thing. So they play a big part in it.
Do you have anything else you would like to share?
No, I just hope that our government would stay part of the other countries that want to combat climate situations, so that we will make the world a better place for our children coming forward, growing up. So I just hope that everything turns out for good, especially for the kids who coming along and they didn't ask for this. We're doing this to them, so that's it.
All right, thank you.
Oh,
Thank you so
you're more
much.
welcome.
Way back.
Do
I
what?
know her before Jim died. Her kids were homeless.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you so
Okay,
much.
you're
Again,
welcome.
thank